Hello, I'm Katrina from Katrina's Creative Hearts. Welcome to my craft room. Today I want to share this fun card, which is using the Orange Blossom stamp set, which comes from our current annual catalog. This time of year we tend to have a tendency to forget about what's the awesomeness that we have in our current catalog because we're anticipating what's coming out in the new catalog, but that's not available for a few months. So I want to remind you of what's available to you now and how awesome it really is. And this Orange Blossom stamp set is really just that awesome. So we're going to make this card, and we're using our soon to be retiring gorgeous 2016-2018 in colors. Flirty Flamingo, we're using Peekaboo Peach, and we are going to be using our Emerald Envy. So I do have a card base, standard card base that is 8.5 by 5.5, and I have it scored at 4 1/4. We're going to fold on that and set it aside. I have a piece of Peekaboo Peach that measures 2 3/8 by 5.5. Set that aside. And then I have a piece of Whisper White that is 2 1/8 by 5.5, and this is the piece that we are going to stamp on. And I've also got a scrap for stamping our sentiment on of Whisper White as well. So I'm going to start with my Peekaboo Peach, and I have my Flower Blossom, and I'm going to ink it up, and I'm just going to randomly stamp, and I do have my piercing mat under to provide a little bit of extra cushion. Well, if I stamp this, you don't have to be particularly worrisome about where you're putting these. Again, it's just a random pattern. Some are on, some are off. I'm going to move this up and get right there in that corner. And I think I'm just going to get another little petal right in there in that corner. I think that looks pretty good. And I'm going to set my Peekaboo Peach aside. Then I'm going to bring in my leafy pattern and the Emerald Envy. Oops. There we go. And I'm going to ink up my leaves. And again, I'm just going to be very random about how I stamp this. Some are going to be off. This one I'll squeeze in there the whole thing. That one's just going to peek in there. That one will peek. Let's see. Yeah, we can peek that one in. Move that up. And again, no rhyme, no reason. Just maybe stick a stem in there like so. I think I'm going to do another stem up here. Again, just kind of filling in some space. Then I want my Flirty Flamingo ink, and we're going to bring in, I guess these are little berry clusters from the stamp set. And we're going to randomly throw those in there as well. So again, some are going to be coming off the page. You don't want them all going in the same direction. And we're just filling in some extra space. And I'm turning it a little bit as I'm doing it. This pattern doesn't make as much of a difference to do the turning. Well, let's see where. Maybe one more right in there. Okay. Well, it looks like I got a little bit of green on my peach flower there, but that's okay. Now we're going to bring in our adhesive. And I'm just using my snail. And I am going to apply some snail adhesive along the edges there. And line it up. There we go. Alright, so that's there. Now I'm going to bring in my Hey Friend and my scrap. And I want my Emerald Envy ink. And again, I'm just going to ink this up. And straight down, straight up. Close this up. And I've got my pretty label punch. This is one of my favorite punches. It adds just a little extra something something to your images. And I'm just going to line that up in there. That looks good right there. Punch it. And you know what? I didn't grab my dimensionals. We need our dimensionals. Here we are. So again, we're going to take our fast fuse, or snail, not using fast fuse, my apologies. I do love my fast fuse, but I have to replace my cartridge. Okay, so we're just going to line this up kind of off to the left side of the card front. And then we're going to take some dimensionals on the back of our little sentiment. And we're going to just set that. Well, being I got a little bit of ink there, we're going to move this over just a tad there to cover that little ink smudge up that I got. See, no mistakes. Always a way to cover it. Then I'm going to bring in a glue dot and some of my Flirty Flamingo baker's twine. We're just going to stick that there at the top of our sentiment. And that completes our card. Are these not just the cutest? What friend wouldn't love to receive that from you? Okay, so pull out that Orange Blossoms stamp set, put it to use, and make some great backgrounds and cards. I'm sure your friends would love it. Thanks. Bye.